I have something to drink. Yo,
Yo, what's
wow.
going on, y'all? It's another Three-Headed Monster podcast coming to you live. I'm Brother Brian coming from Philly. This is my partner, Brother Jerome, coming out of North Carolina. Um, we're just giving you, today it's a little sensitive for me, but at the same time, sometimes I still want to put out the most accurate information that I do know of today. But let's talk about immigration. Let's talk about what the current situation that we see when it comes to this immigration. So, what's up, Jerome? Talk to me. What's up, bro?
What's going on, big? Everything's good in the Carolinas. Of course, first I want to, say hey and hello to our Facebook family and our YouTube family. Um, we're about to get into it about this Haitian, um, I don't want to say revolution, but this Haitian migration. Um, as always, everything that we talk about is strictly our opinions based on the facts that we find. Please do not believe anything that we tell you. Whatever we say, take it as a grain of salt. Research it for yourself. Once you find your truth, come back. Let's discuss it. Let's build and let's go forward. But it is, B.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The reason why I say this is is closer to me because of my wife's family and her heritage, which would be part of my youngest son Xavier's heritage, which is Haitian descent. Um, is This is kind of interesting because it puzzled me at first when I did see what was really going on and some of the stuff that was being said when I you know saw the huge migration of melanated people, which were mostly Haitian people, or and I was curious. I was wondering like why. I understand the earthquake happened, the situation with the jab situation. If you know what I'm talking about when I say jab, the situation that happened to the the Haitian president and the assassination and also the attempt assassination of his wife. So it made me really, really want to do some research because most people don't understand how powerful they were. And when I say were, once 180, 1804, 1803, when the yeah, what's up, crew cut? The Haitian Revolution happened. Most people had to understand how powerful these people became because they they helped us. They helped us in the Revolutionary War. They also helped fight in the Civil War. Um, People have to really truly respect these people. They keep thinking that they poor. What we see on TV is not true. It's not accurate. Um, Anytime they show you stuff like on TV, they trying to give you a different picture of who the people are, which is not facts, but on me and how I look at myself as an Indigenous American. Um, I have to talk about this because of my wife's heritage, and this is a part of. But this is my family. So when I do travel to the islands, this is the people that I'm around. So I'm around this culture a lot. Um, so the information that I did get, which is let's get into it. Um, Let me share this screen and some of the stuff that has popped up. Um, share it. Yeah, that's what I want. Come on. I don't know. When I'm sharing it, Jerome, it gets slow. So right now
Yeah, yeah, switch it over.
we're going with the current. Is it good now?
Yeah, you good.
So now we have to look at what is this whole Title 42, which this is something that the current Orange Man put in place to stop melanated people or indigenous people from South America and from Central America and South America from coming into this country. So what they're really saying when it comes to Title 42 is basically inducing individuals to be directed. There is a serious danger of introducing of such community disease into the United States. The rule allows any custom officer, which includes officers of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, such as Border Patrol agents, to imply such orders. So, in other words, because of the coronavirus, they use this as these are the people that's bringing this
Thank
monstrosity disease into this country.
you. Of course.
So, and which implies, which is frustrating because everybody's getting blamed versus the people that they need to blame. So, this was put in place by Trump organization, Trump's pregnancy, whatever. So, what you got to think about this, Jerome?
Well, I mean, as you said, let me pull it back to what's bigger for me. Number one, the first thing that they always do to introduce something to the masses is fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fear makes people agree to things. You know what I'm saying? The fear of something make it makes you like the way the treatment that you seen that they were getting on the border. It
Mm-hmm.
makes you accept it a little more when you keeping these people out that are bringing these uh, contagious diseases and blah blah blah. You know, so it's always a scare tactic that the government always use. That's how they move things. That's how they move information is through fear.
So, a lot of people are just trying to understand what happened that literally made because this is the thing that gets me. Um,
Yeah,
which you don't want to say racism, but we
yeah,
just seen the situation that happened in Afghanistan,
right.
and we see how they bringing in so many people here. I mean, numbers came up to like 300,000 Afghans just coming to the United States. But the first thing they tell them is you gotta get that jab, which
But I mean, they're gonna how they're gonna introduce that is, we were occupying that country for over 20 years.
Mhm.
We have a responsibility to rebuild uh, that nation that we occupied for so long that we were engaged in war. Now the people of Haiti are just trying to escape um, for the American dream, if you will. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's how they gonna play it.
yeah, but this an American dream is only by who they choose the dream to be. Now,
Yeah, I'm talking. You
yes,
talking about the reality, but I'm saying, that's the spin that's gonna happen.
but what are they bringing to the table? Oh, my man said we call it the bite. I see you, Mister Mike. Michael Harris. Uh, the bite, but I noticed that that's getting pushed a lot, and um, I had to talk to my mother-in-law, which I don't call her my mother-in-law. I call my mother. I've been around her for like 12 years, and I do take a lot of information from her. So once I saw the situation with the horses, and to to most people that brings up the whole slavery situation, which you call that the police, so to say.
Right.
Um, you know, and I asked her, I said, how did you feel about that? And she was like, what do you mean? I said, about the situation that's happened on the border. And what she told me, she was like, Brian, let me tell you this. She was like, the ones that you see and come across the border are not coming from Haiti. And I was like, huh? She was like, those are the people who left from the first um, earthquake, which was basically almost like 10 years ago.
Right.
So
Right.
these are
Right.
people in Brazil and Chile. Now, let me pull up the reason why they're trying to make that push up this way because you know, I know, crew, listening because, Biden put this into place and basically, the secretary, designate Haiti for temporary protection for a status of 18 months. Now, when that first earthquake hit 10 years ago before the Clintons jumped in and took over, um, they gave the for 18 months of protection. Yeah, actually, the earthquake affected in 2010. So we're looking at like 11 years ago. But this gives them temporary. So basically, if you're here in the states, you have basically immunity for 18 months, and it helps you get your green card and all the paperwork to become U.S. citizens. Now,
Right.
once you said that, notice when did he say this shit? Uh, when was this? Was this May 22? Man, that's where you have the influx of Haitian immigrants that's coming to America now. And I'm only giving you my opinion, but I'm getting this from from a source that's close to me, saying that the people that are, why does this keep popping up? I just took that off. I removed it. Okay, that this is kind of funny because the immigrants that came here before, not them, could say immigrants because we consider U.S. citizens, which that's a whole different ball game of our land being taken from us, and that's a whole different story. But
Right.
the last 4 years, we've been seeing a lot of indigenous Americans. I could say indigenous Americans because they are different indigenous Americans from South America and North America, which our country has went in and basically dismantled, and it's all a disarray, and they want to come here to give their kids a better life. You notice that they want to bring their kids here to get a better life. You know what I'm saying? So seeing the pushback from the last administration and how they demonize these people coming here, and you need to come here, you need to come here the right way.
So so let's do this. When
Or
you said they demonized the people, they came in, right?
yeah,
Why? Why is Haiti always demonized?
it's kind of funny because of since the Haitian Revolution, and since you beat the French, you beat the British, you beat the Americans. You basically Europe cannot you when you stand up to the bully, then the next thing when you stand up against the gang looks at you as the wrong person
Well,
because of how they came together as a people and defeated what they needed defeated to beat slavery.
well, I look at it from like this. The
Yeah, I want to hear your
slavers,
point. I want to hear your point.
slavery, like I said, excuse me, that's a great point. Um, if you look at Haiti prior to um, 1804, they
1804.
uh they were the richest and the most prosperous colony on this side of the world. Actually, everywhere in the world there was colonies. Haiti was the wealthiest, and number one because of the sugar. But think about this: over 25% of of France's GDP or their gross national product, the money that they made came from Haiti, one place. So when these people said, hey, listen, we'll do this on our own because, they had all the trade partners, but they were just being controlled by France. So to take away almost 30% of the money that was coming in, then to defeat the army, that's why France was bankrupt. And that's why they had to sell what land they had in the United States, what is
Facts.
presently the United States. They created the country that we're in. So Haiti had a big part in creating the United States, but the world saw that you could stand up for yourself. So after that, they've always crushed Haiti. Haiti is the poorest country in this side of the hemisphere. And there's a design to that, man. That was to teach you a lesson.
True. And then the money that France wanted back because of, and this is that reparation that they got. They got reparations.
Yeah.
France got reparations.
And then some.
And the money, I think it took them to 1960 to pay off that debt. The debt that really wasn't supposed to be ever paid off. Let's get that
Right.
out the way. That debt is ridiculous from what they're doing. Because I mean, but again, these are freedom fighters that literally was fighting for us to get back what we were. In other words, you can't sit there and say they're nobodies. You can't sit down. I mean, I never would say they poor. I can't say that they poor. It's not. It's. But the reality is, when United States shut off your trading routes and the Europeans shut off your trading routes, you actually they put you in a bad state of mind. They tried to cripple them and they still can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
True indeed.
they still trying to find ways to get because whatever resources they have, they want that resources badly because they've been trying to get in. So once that first earthquake happened in 2010, once the Clintons got in, a lot of people left.
Yeah, I
A lot
mean,
of people.
but a lot of people left. But I mean, the thing that we don't look at is the United States controls the trade that comes out of that island, and
True.
that's how they get you the embargoes, the tariffs. They make it hard for Haiti to be prosperous for itself. You know, so and it's only got two big trading partners, the United States and China. That's the two biggest trade partners that they have. And so they're trying to control, they are controlling those people, our people.
It's, it hurts. It hurts when you sit back and you look at it and we kind of try to what can we do to help because they have done so much to help us here in America.
Well, I
They have
mean,
done what they have.
when you talk about what can we do to help them, what can we do to help anyone? What can we do to help ourselves?
I mean,
You know what
I
I'm
was going
saying?
to get to that. I mean, true. But at the same time, you can't treat our people like savages. And the reason why I say that because they still part of our ancestry. But the funny thing about it is they still make a way. You can see the images. These mothers say, "All right, then, fuck it, we'll build a tent right here.
Right.
We still can survive no matter what." They show us the blueprint of what we need to be as a people, and we still buy down. Like when we was talking about the bite. That's the new word I'm gonna start using, the bite. Um, that brother Michael Harris put out there. But I don't, it hurts. I mean, it devastated the news. Only reason it devastated the news because basically this probably has been going on for so long, and
What's that?
nobody's never put, how they was treating the people that was coming across the border,
Oh yeah.
and it just happened to get caught on film. So now when it got caught on film, oh wait a minute, now we can't deny it. Now we
Yeah.
have to, you know what I'm saying? You got caught on camera.
Right.
If you
But
didn't
I
get
mean,
caught on camera, then what? You'd be
you
sitting
know,
back being like, "Hmm, yeah,
I
they
think what
deserve
it does too, what it shines a light on, is when they're spinning it. Haitians are coming. The Haitians are coming. But but obviously, if you got any bit of sense, for them to be that the numbers to be that big, they have to be coming out of these Hispanic countries. So not all of them, I'm sure, are Haitian. I'm sure there's different types of Afro uh, Latinos that are coming. More so than just our Haitian brothers and sisters, because we're all through Central America, Mexico, Brazil, South America. That's our stomping grounds. So
that's our peoples. That's you can say that's our cousins.
right, that's our people.
So that's why I can't. That's why I said it. I guess that's why it bothered me because it hit me in so many different ways. Um, but to see this go down, and I mean, I was listening to Fox News because I have to listen to them. I listen to all of them, so I
Right.
try to get a good point of view of what's really going on. But at the same time, I'm trying to get to try to find out what narrative is they pushing, and it changes the dynamic of the country. We already know that this is a country that is a power struggle is happening, and the fact is, we still, as a people, melanated, Indigenous Americans, which most of us saying we black, we African Americans, don't understand truly who we are, need to stand up and take back what's truly ours. Let's
Well,
stop playing these games because they ain't playing games with us. You see what they're trying to put inside of us right now? You see the fear? The fear is crazy. So what happens when you see a bunch of people of color coming across the border? You know,
more of them. But
I
but
didn't want to say that, but I mean, yeah, yeah,
but what you gotta what you gotta think about too, it's like when you said um, we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan of action.
facts.
You know, not just for what's happening at excuse me inside the United States. We don't have a plan of action. What's the national plan of action for our people? Because what name does it fall under? You know, to me, if we were organized, we should have had people at the border making sure our people was protected.
Yeah, stop sending that you fat dickhead dude down there. No.
Yeah, you
I'm
still there,
sorry,
B?
man. This shit pisses me off, man. Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm gone.
Now it froze a little bit. I was just wondering.
No, no, it froze up. Well, I probably froze because I tell you this kind of does something to me. It makes me just really just wanted to spaz out because again, we're not down there making sure they taken care of because hell, we so scared of everything else.
Right,
Our country is getting flipped upside down. And nobody's, everybody, people. You got people that don't want to work.
right,
You got people that's getting fired from their jobs because of the, current, situations that's going on because of this, this fear pandemic going on. And they pushing a narrative that has either you have it or you don't have it. Oh, what happened?
I don't know what happened. You still on? What's up? Hello. What happened, B? You still on? You, you froze up, B. Hello? We still broadcasting? Well, I think we're still broadcasting. So what we were saying about the situation out at the or what we do inside of the United States when something occurs or something happens to our people. Um, and that's on a citywide, on a statewide, on a regional level, you know, much more than a national level, which is happening at the border. You know, things are happening at more of a national level because you got citizens of other countries, you know, wanting to create a citizenship in the United States, and they're being held up at the border, and they're being treated in the manner that you've seen. You back on, B?
Yeah, actually, I didn't plug on my computer. I'm gonna just shut down on that. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. I'm sorry, but
You
keep going.
fine?
My bad.
No, no, I was just speaking on a plan of action for anything. You know, whether it be a city level, whether it be a state level, whether it be a regional level, or whether it be a national level. You know, we don't have a plan of action because we don't. We've always been so dependent. And when I say always, I'm talking about since the '60s forward. You know, we're so dependent on the government to do everything for us. You know, we're not really a people that knows how to band together anymore. When I say band together, I mean, you know, on an economic tip, on a spiritual tip, on
Just
a
period. Just no. Just straight
just
period.
anything. Yeah,
I mean, we can.
on the history tip. We don't even we don't agree about our own history. That's
It's
crazy
hard.
to me.
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie, dude. It's hard because what you see, what's happening with them. You think they ain't gonna do that to us? You think they ain't
Right.
in their mind? Just is like, oh shit, we can practice on them because they will make the biggest example out of them. They will make the biggest example out of them to put fear anybody else that's trying to come into this country. Because again, y'all, I'm telling y'all, them census numbers wasn't they wasn't happy when the census numbers came up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got to understand, why do they not want people from other countries other than Europe here? Because the number is dwindling. That basically the white man race is literally about to be a minority here in this country. But again, that's just my opinion. But we got to stand back up. We need to
Right.
band. We need to be helping our brothers and sisters, because they has helped us out so much, and they've been left out of the history books so much. Like you're saying, we wouldn't have the Louisiana Purchase without the people of Haiti, which gave people. Oh my God, y'all need to understand that the significance of what happened when that situation happened, and they was able to purchase again. Where the hell did they get this money to purchase that land anyway? I'm still trying to find out.
What
Where did they
you
get
talking about? The
millions?
United States,
Yeah, where the fuck the United States get millions from to purchase land?
England.
But they already had disbanded from England. See, that's a whole nother story. That's another story.
Now they had disbanded. They did.
Nah, I mean, no, I mean, I know, but a lot of people keep thinking when the Revolutionary War happened, we kicked the British out.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So they had the Revolutionary War, right?
Facts.
We went to war with England, right? Am I correct?
True.
So
From what
after
we
that
was told in
happened,
history, what we was told in history, yes.
right? That happened. We ain't
Hmm.
had no more problems with them. Not one.
No, we had the War of 1812. Um,
But who was that between?
the War of 1812. That's
Yeah,
between the English. That was between the British and the United States. They burned down the White House.
White House, right?
Hmm.
Okay, but that's a continuation.
Still trying to find out where the hell they get that money from. You gonna make me look it up. You gonna make me
Look
find
it
out how much
up. They got it
Louisiana
from
purchased.
England. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because from our research, if y'all can go back and look at some of our research that we showed you how the United States became the United States, and who was the first companies, the first two companies to come here, the Virginia Company and the Plymouth Company of England. So corporations. So they got their money through corporations, because purchasing the Louisiana Purchase gave the colonists room to keep moving, to keep taking indigenous land. For one, it can't. It's that shit was never French land anyway. French claimed something that they didn't really have, because again, it's still indigenous people, indigenous Americans, Black Americans. Because you still have to understand, Spanish still had California all the way up to Washington D.C. Not Washington D.C. Washington State. So we got to understand, you can't claim land that's already been claimed. But we see this through
Yes, you can.
we see this through history.
If you got the power to take it,
I just want people to start respecting our people, which that means we need to respect ourselves. And I think that's the step that we need to do, is start looking within ourselves and start respecting ourselves, start looking at ourselves as true people, the true people of America, of this land, of Turtle Island, and stop looking at it like it's everybody else's land except ours. Stop thinking of this whole slavery BS, that we came here on slave ships, because where's the truth at? Where's the proof that that happens? Because they can show you some records. I can show you records. I can make up something. And, I mean, we go through history and notice that all this land was written down and taken. It wasn't facts.
I mean they do have slave ship records, but even the records tell you not many Africans came to the United States.
They showed you a lot of Americans leaving the United States.
right?
went into
But
Africa.
I mean, it
So
doesn't say a lot. Like of the slave trade that they claim, I don't know the numbers, but we'll put it in percentages. Maybe 5% of these Africans came to the United States.
I think it was like about 350, maybe 350,000 total within the four.
Like 5%.
Yeah. It wasn't
Most
15
were
million. It wasn't a million. I tell you that.
no. Most that did come went to Brazil. But they already had trade and they already was dealing with Brazil for thousands of years, West Africa. That's why the cultures look so similar.
And that's why I said a lot of the people that migrated to the Americas across this border came from Chile and came from Haiti. But again, let's get back on this Afghan because of the devastation that we did to this country, the war that we lost. Yeah, I could say we lost. What can we say? Because we sorry for what we did to your country. Now we're gonna bring people over, but we're not gonna treat them the same way as we treat the people of color. Because one gonna say they came here legally, and the Haitian people came here illegally, or you can say South Americans came here illegally. But at the same time, they just want another. They want a chance of free will. They want a chance of a better life than what they have. I mean, sometimes where's the humanity at? Where do this so what Christian country really become Christians and treat one another as you want to treat yourselves? I don't see that. I don't see that nowhere. I don't see that ever coming to to fruition, because that should let you know this whole religious thing is a bunch of BS. Because where is the compassion at? Nobody shows compassion in this country. Nobody shows you love. I'm in Philly. I'm in the city of brotherly love. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hey, what's the murder rate in the city of the brotherly love?
I mean, to be honest with you, I've been here. I haven't seen. I haven't seen nothing crazy, and I mean, I'm in these areas a lot. Um, I hear things. The media will tell you everything. Um, the people who never goes into these areas can tell you everything bad about these areas. I could tell you everything good about these areas.
Right.
So you only getting it from a news or whatever perspective. Say for instance this whole situation like in Chicago. Are they trying to help the people in Chicago? Are they trying to eliminate all these guns and try to help the people there? No, they're not. They don't care. Long as they over there, we don't care. Long as they ain't crossing this red line district, this red line that we have here, that we make sure that they never come, we ain't got to worry about that situation. It's like it's a border. They put up borders for long as crime don't affect us, long as this
Right.
drug situation doesn't affect us, long as anytime something affects them, that's how it get publicized. Other than that, it never gets put out
Of
there.
course. But when it affects them, that
Yeah,
means that it's off program because
yeah,
everything has to stay on program. If it affects them, then they're quick to adjust it and make adjustments. And
quick.
they use the media as that tool, you know, to instill fear, because fear carries the message, uh, and to get us back in place, if you will.
I just want us to start respecting one another and understanding who we are, because we don't respect. And I guess somebody asked me a question. Actually, Jerron, I guess I want to ask you this question. we do our podcast, and most people ask you why do we do our, they ask me why do I do what I do, and I say
Right.
because I'm trying to build, I'm trying to enlighten, I'm trying to give information that I found out. I did search, research, I read books, and I feel like I need to share what I believe in, and to get my voice out, I feel like a podcast. Now, am I sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm trying to change lives"?
Right.
I'm not trying to change lives. I'm just trying to make you sit here and just think about it for a minute.
Right.
I want you to go research it for yourself and stop believing everything everybody tells you. But why you do? What do you think we do this for? I just want your opinion.
Um, One, it's good therapy. You know,
Yeah, true.
it's always good to, if you're feeling something, to express it. You know, I think especially us as black males, we never get the opportunity to have feelings and then to express the feelings. You know, um, it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to run the gamut with the whole emotional scale, and to sit down with a brother or a sister and actually express yourself. So I come on here and I think we do it for the expression. You know, because we don't get a voice sometimes, especially like you were saying earlier. It was pissing you off. But you don't get to sit in a forum and actually talk about it. They're just used to the angry black man cussing and trying to jump on somebody or da da da. It's always boisterous, not angry and having the opportunity to articulate a point on what you're angry about, you know, to actually work towards a solution rather than, when we leave this show, we're still mad. We always, talk about the problem, articulate the problem, but at the same time, give solutions, uh, give helpful information. So for me, it's a great thing, bro.
Yeah, like you say, it's therapy. It's a great therapy. But then at the same time, it it changes a lot of narratives that I had, especially when it comes to history. When I go
Right.
research and I find out some truth about some history you know that was false. Um, and I think that's what we do. I just love the research. I just love being amongst brothers that actually want to talk about stuff.
Right.
So this like I said, y'all. This is sensitive. This whole topic is very sensitive because you treat people differently. Now, I guarantee it, if it was a boatload of people coming from Europe, it won't be the same thing. They won't get treated nothing like what they get treated here, like our people get treated. Our brothers, our kindred. I can say kindred because like you say they
Kendrick.
are. You can say they are cousins. These are
Right.
our, these are still our people. These are still melanated people.
Right.
Um, so warriors, you know, that has a bad name because I'm telling you now, you walk up to a Haitian, I'm telling you, you walk up there talking that trash, man. You don't know what you're gonna get. You know they stand strong because they know who they are, and I had learned a lot.
But with that too, B,
Hmm.
like you said, you call them Haitians. So they have a sense of nationality also.
Ooh,
Even though we call ourselves Americans, do you feel tied?
no,
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when we call yourself a Haitian, you're tied to a history. You're tied to a place. You're tied to a people. Um, We call
It's
ourselves,
I get
but
more respect. I get more respect from Haitians than I do with Americans.
understandable. I understand that. But at the same time, it's because we don't have a solid history. Our history is extremely fluid.
Our history has been scrubbed and erased
Not totally, but
and told through a different set of eyes.
now that's true. You've
And
been given the talking points.
mhm.
You've been given the narrative. Like the whole back to Africa thing. It didn't start with black people. It started with the government. It was implanted in black people, to start that back to Africa thing. And then, I love a lot of Marcus Garvey's writings and how he inspired people and the things that he done. But the whole back to Africa thing, that wasn't us. We wasn't going home. We were
Who
already
benefits
home.
from that? Who benefits from that?
Huh?
Who benefits from that? Because we don't benefit from that. We giving
True.
our land away, which we have.
True.
But that's a whole nother show. Because trying to stay on topic as much as possible because we do what we do and we go left because especially when it comes to this history.
Right.
And, you know, the deeper we keep going into history, the more I think that's what the problem is,
Yeah.
with especially when it comes to history. Um, Universities will teach you this. Universities will teach you that. School, high school, the indoctrination would teach you this is how it is. Anything else other than that is false.
Right.
Because the first thing is where you get this from, but you never looked at it as we've been taking people's opinions and make the opinions facts.
Right.
Like the whole back to Africa thing, the whole Haitian revolution, and the narrative that you know these people were poor, Venezuela poor, um, which they have one of the top, top five oil reserves in the world. Afghanistan poor, but they wasn't poor before we came in there and started bombing the shit out of it. Um,
we kind
it's
of
just,
we kind of create third worlds. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you're gonna look at South America, look at everything that happened in Central America. Think about the whole '80s, the Iran Contra BS and all the wars that was going on during that time frame, and all the problems that we do. We make everything a coup. We create a problem. That problem get out of control, and now we can't handle it. We create monsters to take over another monster's land, and these monsters backfire. And the reason why I can say that, I can say that when the British sent whoever they sent over here, it backfired. You sent people over here to take over, to create a coup, to take people's land, and then once these people got what they wanted, it's like, F you, we don't need you no more.
Right.
So it backfired.
Right. In a sense.
So that's what happens. Maybe that's the problem. We keep using a whole culture that has failed humanity. Period. And we keep using that as as the baseline of what things are. You know, this is the best thing happen. Whatever happened in the United States, we can do it all over the world,
Right.
and that shit falls. People lose their
You
culture.
know, here's the crazy thing is that we go all over the world fighting for democracy. We want to make countries a democratic operation. but we don't operate the same in the United States. You know, and people think they got freedom, but they don't have freedom.
What
You
you
know, it's
say
the
they got?
illusion. It's the illusion of choice.
So they
You
have
know,
what?
they
They got
they
liberty.
gave they gave you a right and a left, but it's still attached to the same body. You know, so it's the illusion of choice.
And I think that's what my father-in-law told me once. Because I asked him, "Why did you come to America? You gave up everything that you had to come here." And he said he wanted his kids to have a better opportunity. He said, but once he got here, it was not what he was told.
Now, see, that's I think that's the misconception is that when our people here in the country talk about the United States, and they say, "Well, you're not being patriotic, right?" It's not from a sense that we don't understand that we got it way than everybody else do in the world, but we still know it's not equal.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's complaining about the freedoms we have. Nobody's complaining about the opportunities that we have. What we're saying is just if it's a level playing field, then the referees can't be cheating. That's, that's all we saying, you know,
Oh no, because I was about to say we couldn't say y'all was cheating Monday. We just
right?
got y'all just whooped the ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And
But you know
most of the
what?
time we always say, somebody's cheating. Y'all cheated. The refs cheated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, y'all didn't cheat. Y'all just literally came in that fight and just, y'all came
Yeah.
prepared.
Crazy enough, B, I hadn't really talked any junk this week.
Yes, you have.
I
Stupid.
have not. I haven't. You know why?
I've been tagged in a lot of your posts. I've been tagged in your posts.
What? Yeah, you're right. But I mean, verbally, I hadn't
No,
talked a lot of
no,
junk.
no. You haven't texted me. You haven't talked to me personally about it. No. And I watched it at halftime. I turned it off, and I felt like I should have turned my phone off because I was getting the text, the calls, because my daughter's a Dallas fan.
Right.
My one of my partners back home, basically, all it's like I don't know. It's like, dude, I don't have friends outside of Philadelphia that are damn Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Can I tell you this, B? The reason why it was like watching it. It was like a dude fighting a guy that was in a wheelchair. You know, it just you can't
Do you
cheer for
see
that.
Wills?
You know, you can't cheer for that. No matter how bad the dude is in the wheelchair, you know how terrible of a person he is. He's still in a wheelchair. You know, it's like
If y'all want to know what we're talking about, we're talking about the Dallas Eagles, the Dallas Philadelphia game that was on Monday night. Um, I'm an Eagles fan, and Jerome is a Cowboys fan. That ain't what I normally tell him what it is, but um, but you know that's the love of
yeah.
the game. That's the love of the game. So I'm glad I needed that laugh because I needed to get my mind off of this. 'Cause like I said, this is a sensitive podcast. So let me get my final thoughts on this situation,
All right.
this podcast. Um, Again, we do need to help our brothers and sisters, our family, our kin, because again, they have stand up for us. They have when we needed that call, they have been there for us. Um, Again, the way the narrative has been pushed. Again, these are people that left Haiti, say 10 years ago, because of the first earthquake that happened in 2010, that migrated to Central America and South America. And Biden put it out there. Again, let me show everybody before I leave. this whole temporary protection status for 18 months. And again, this is the second time this happened because the first earthquake in 2010, this happened. So the second earthquake, which happened, you know, a couple months ago, and Biden put it out there that because it's a lot of stuff that's going on. Again, this hurt. I think this earthquake didn't happen back then. When did this earthquake happen?
Well, Haiti sits on four tectonic plates and a fault line, so they get tremors and earthquakes all the time.
Yeah, but might have been trying to get their hands in that country, been trying to find ways to get in the country anyway. So they have a lot of resources. They have some untapped resources. Um, again, um, respect one another, y'all. Like you said earlier, Jerome. There's nobody at the border helping them. We're not there helping them, welcoming them with open arms. You know, we watching these people build tents out of whatever resources they can get, so they know how to survive. We don't, you know. So if we was to leave go to another country, we probably we done because we are so accustomed to this United States way of how things are. So
Yeah, we're
we
looking for a
probably need to
hotel.
get back. Yeah, we probably need to get back to our ancestries and understand the survival mode because I feel like it's coming anyway. I guess we have to learn how to grow our own food, learn how to trap water, and learn how to filter our water systems. Rainwater. Which I mean,
Relearn.
we need to learn how our ancestors survived and get back to that. Respect one another, respect yourself, understand yourself, love yourself, and believe in yourself. And don't be afraid to look in the mirror and say, I love you. And don't be afraid
True.
that the mirror, what's in that mirror says, I love you back, because it will. Um, Once again, I mean, I'm sorry that we've been off for a while. Sometimes, we have to take breaks, mental breaks, because a lot of this stuff is triggering. It hurts when you deep into the dark history of the United States. It it's a bond fuck. So I appreciate y'all being patient. I thank everyone that takes the time out to listen to me and Jerome talk, um, and keep encouraging us to push on. Check out our website, 3hmonster.com. Put your comments, subscribe to it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Headed Monster podcast on YouTube. And I mean, that's. And I just want to say peace and love. What else? So go ahead and get your last words in, Mr. Jerome.
Oh man, you covered a whole lot of it, man. Number one, uh, subscribe, hit the like button, especially on YouTube, so we can change some of these algorithms and put our three-headed monster out there, let it gain some steam. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be fresh. Sometimes you gotta take a step back just to see where you're going forward at. So, um, man, it's always good to be with you, bruh. Uh, I had to have a chicken wing and red cup day today. So, but that's how we do it around here. We talk. It's just like two people just sitting there and talk. That's what we do. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Uh, y'all can chime in, send your comments, send your thoughts along, put on there where you're from, uh, so we'll know what parts of the world you're watching uh, this podcast from. And y'all stay safe until we get back together.
All right, y'all. This is the Three Headed Monster podcast. Peace out.
Peace.